Welcome everyone at our podcast. Thank you all for joining. My name is Alexandra. I'll be your moderator for today. We are scheduled for about 20 to 25 minutes. Whenever you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And now, without any further ado, I'll pass the word to our speakers. Oleg, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Alexandra. Greetings to everyone. So I'm Oleg, CTO at Redtag, responsible for technology strategy, leadership, collaboration, security, I would say team development at Redtag. But besides that, I'm also an account manager for a couple of our clients. And one of them is IMCD Group, global leader in the distribution and formulation of specialty chemicals and ingredients. And we have here a special guest, Marco from IMCD. So together we will share our journey of collaboration, overcoming challenges, and how we basically work together to build new solutions. At first, I would like to thank you, Marco, for your time and for joining us for the podcast. Let's probably quickly start with a quick introduction from you, Marco, please.
Yeah, thank you, Oleg, and thanks for having me. Dobrý ráno to everyone, and good afternoon. I'm Marco. I'm in IT at IMCD, as you say, a distributor of chemical ingredients, food ingredients, and pharmaceutical ingredients. I'm product owner of our Salesforce platform. We have quite a comprehensive Salesforce platform, many clouds, and heavily integrated also with the other applications. And next to this, I am program manager of intelligent automation. So looking into leveraging artificial intelligence, robotic process automation in order to work more efficiently. So I had mainly the Salesforce team, and the Salesforce team of IMCD itself is about 15 people internal. And next to this, we have about 35 consultants still with us as well, working on various projects on various tools. And Redtag is amongst that with people in QA, people in development.
Yep, thanks. To kick things off, can you share, please, where you were both professionally and personally when IMCD first decided to partner with Redtag?
Yeah, sure. So personally, it's a bit tricky, right? How is that? So business-wise, I was in the same role, although I then around that period, I got this additional head of the intelligent automation program. So extending the role, because so far we have been building the various applications like Salesforce or like Oracle, JD Edwards and MuleSoft to connect those. And since those are now more mature, you see that we can start to work more across those systems and integrate them more. So business-wise, we were getting more mature in the digital transformation, approaching more projects to extend, for example, towards our customer self-service portal, and also to interconnect these applications. And personally, still very happy at IMCD, and growing the team and continuing in the digital journey.
Cool. Yeah, you have very nice goals there at IMCD, always new challenges, which is quite interesting there. I know IMCD had partnerships with Salesforce partners before, and many of them probably. So what led IMCD to realize the need for another Salesforce partner, and why actually Redtag was chosen?
Yeah. Well, no, we don't work with that many partners, right? So initially, when we started the Salesforce journey, we started with Salesforce themselves, supported with one other consultancy partner for the CPQ side of it. And then from there, we progressed into contacting with other partners, for example, for the B2B commerce portal, and also for CRM analytics. And because we were extending the amount of projects, we wanted to also leverage more people, but also to spread the risk a bit about with which partners do we work. And so we asked also Salesforce, and they said that Redtag could be a good partner. So we started with one consultant on QA initially, extended with some people in development, and from there, yeah, we saw that it worked really well, and then we extended the group further.
All right, and actually, so you mentioned also about the risk. So do you mean the risk having only one Salesforce partner and then you kind of depended on that partner, or?
Yeah, it's a dependency indeed, right? So of course we have reliable partners already, like Redtag shows to be as well. But we work on so many various areas, and well, you see, for example, some partners being bought by bigger companies. You see that there at some point there was a bit of a resource problem in the market. So we needed to be sure that we could act quickly and continue to act quickly. And that's why we added Redtag to our stack as well, if I may say so. And again, the Redtag has shown to be able to respond quickly and to jump on board with the right people at the right moment.
Yeah, perfect, thanks. Yeah, looking back at the initial days of our partnership, so were there any particular challenges or maybe concerns about working with teams from different cultural and professional backgrounds? So did you feel any discrepancies, anything which is not right? So what challenges?
Well, we are very used to working international, right? Our companies are across the world. We already from the early days of our digital transformation, we were used to work with consultants from various countries. So we have consultants working from Portugal, from India, from now Ukraine, obviously. So we have them on many areas, and of course we are the Netherlands based, so most of the team works from our side. So no, there was no concern on this. Of course, for us, Ukraine was new, so that was something we needed to see how that would work.
Yeah. All right. If we dive like slightly deeper into the business problems that you had to overcome within IMCD projects, so where actually Redtag was also involved, how has the scope of the work of Redtag expanded or maybe shifted over the time? So was it difficult to change? Yeah, just how.
We had quite some big changes, right? So well, to answer the first part, Redtag has helped us to make these possible, right? As you know, we have always quite challenging goals. There's always pressure to deliver fast, and Redtag was able to support us with that. So and it started more on the QA side in order to support projects that we needed to do with more QA capacity, QA insights as well. And then later it was more on the development and architecture side to see how can we bring the challenging projects, how can we bring them live, or how can we bring them to MVP first and expand from there. And when you see that what we speak about QA, I mentioned already. I mentioned also our self-service portal for customers. Now we are transitioning more our websites as well with a different CMS as a source, and also a more seamless journey between the public websites and our self-service portal. And we're also working on tooling to share knowledge, commercial knowledge with our technical salespeople. Right, all the commercial people at IMCD, or most of them, are also actually technical experts. They're chemically trained. They're engineers, I would say. And most of them know a lot around their products, around their customers, and about processes, how you apply products in these processes. But still, you want, of course, to also share this type of knowledge, and you want to bring that to them. What is the scenario for my customer, and how can I serve them best? And if I offer product A, shouldn't I then also propose product B because it goes very well along? And of course, for us, it can mean a cross-sell.
Yeah, and it also depends on a country where business operates, right? So because I know IMCD operate in over 60 countries, so it's probably
yeah, that makes it indeed more complex, right? We have whether it's reporting, whether it's sharing security, or whether it's presenting this type of information in search, we have this complexity. We represent chemical manufacturers, and we have exclusive distribution agreements with them where we can represent them and their products into certain markets and into certain segments. And this can be different from one country to another, or one continent to another, right? So, and that also means that there can be conflicts, and we should be very careful in not having information available on countries where you should not represent them, right? So there can be confidential information, and we should be careful with this. So this brings indeed a very big layer of complexity to the show.
Yeah, indeed. I also heard that regarding QA, so you have integrated the Provar tool. So, and what impact has this on operational efficiency and maybe Salesforce product quality you build?
Yeah, we indeed implemented Provar already longer back, and now we are also working on to implement the test manager part of it. So we work with automation. To be honest, it has taken quite some time to get it implemented, but now we have it, and we're ready to expand it. It starts to really prove its worth. So we have various test scenarios defined that need to be tested, and mainly as part of regression, right? Because next to that, we still have the more manual testing around the new stories we deliver. But regression is really important to do, and you see that the tool now runs on a daily basis on our lower sandboxes. And we're now starting to also make sure that we can run it on our UAT environment. And the next step would also be to run it on production environment as a regression test after a production release.
Cool. So it actually it can find the bugs before you find them.
Yeah, it really finds bugs, and we found multiple scenarios already, and of course we hope not to deliver the bugs, but in the end, it happens. And we did find already a couple, luckily in the lower environment so far, which were identified by Provar, and therefore save time of the QA team.
Yeah. Cool. All right. The next question I would like to ask is actually, could you please share any story where Redtag successfully helped you, IMCD, in terms of, I don't know, any cooperation activity? So, like, I don't know, maybe some moment that you it clicked in your mind, I have to contact me, Oleg, for example, for something.
Well, first of all, with the people, right? We have people on board now who start to understand our architecture and understand the goals that we have, and can work towards them. So the people that are able to think along in terms of the solution, and deliver fast and properly. But also what you were capable of is to act quickly if we had urgent needs for capacity. So that was really helpful, where we had people dropping out for various reasons, or we had pressure on projects where we had delays and needed to extend the amount of developers. Yeah, you were capable of acting super fast and having people even available the next week.
Cool. Good to hear it. Thanks. So we actually started our collaboration during the war, and in light of the challenges posed by the war in Ukraine, including the shelling of our power system. So how did these events affect the partnership and actually the continuity of IMCD projects? So did you feel anything, or how was it for you, actually?
Yeah, well, feeling-wise, yes, because it's first of all, of course, it's very sad, and it's sad that it's still going on for so very long. But in practice, and that sometimes is weird, right? That you don't even recognize that the war is ongoing and that we have these people working in our teams. So we don't notice it from this perspective. It's more of a thing back in the mind, the mental thing where it feels that this should not be nowadays, right? And that it's too sad that it's going on. But we haven't had problems with connections. People are nearly always available, but everybody sometimes has a need to go to a doctor or to whatever, right? So in this respect, we have never noticed the difference between the consultants in Ukraine or the consultants in Portugal or in India, for example.
Okay, good to hear it. Yeah, as I shared with you a long time ago, so we have also our BCP plan, what we do when there is no power in a city or something, right? So it doesn't happen often, and so we have a lot of backup
Yeah, no,
things.
we didn't see people falling out because of they didn't have power or internet or something alike. So it's probably more that there's a problem to log into Teams or Zoom in this case, but that goes for everybody, right? So no, really, I haven't ever experienced any differences there.
Yeah, good to know. Thanks. Yeah, how do you envision future plans of collaboration with Redtag?
Yeah, that depends on the projects that will be there, and I trust that we will continue to have interesting projects. As I indicated, we are now at a stage where we are able to work more across different systems, so leverage more of the integrations between them. So that also means that that it becomes more interesting, and we are also exploring the generative AI capabilities or intelligent automation in general, right? So and yeah, that will be interesting. The question is where to go there. Will we go with Salesforce? Will we go with Microsoft? Will we go for Amazon, or will it be a hybrid solution, which is often quite likely, right? Where do you work and where do you want to leverage it? And I think that if we see what the people are contributing today to the projects, then I see that Redtag can continue to contribute to these goals as well.
Yeah, sounds interesting actually. AI solutions. That's yeah, very likely that many people want to do. Want to try.
And you see that your consultants are working on those topics already, right? If we would zoom into projects, we have a project which focuses on our customer service and inside sales to let them communicate with the customers and handle their workload through Salesforce. So not as they were used to do it through Outlook and all the tools like Excel or SharePoint, but that we bring them a cockpit in Salesforce with email to case and to handle stuff from there, to be able to process orders into our ERP system from this one cockpit. And of course, in this, you can start to leverage more AI-like features, like can I summarize my chat or can I recommend a reply? So that will be stuff that we will be exploring. The same you can also imagine on this sales enablement side. So yeah, there are many opportunities to continue on this, I would say.
Yeah. By the way, our R&D team works hard on AI solutions. So we are working on some use cases for data cloud and Stein GPT, etc. So we also have some ideas how it works, had some experience already how it works. So we can talk about it.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting, and you know that we are applying it to some extent, and we're mainly still in experimenting to certain use cases. Of course, it's always tricky, right? What is the marketing of the brands like Salesforce, like Amazon and Microsoft, and what is it in practice today? And that's what we need to bring together. So far, the marketing is winning from the practice.
As always, like 1 year ahead at least, All right. So yeah, probably would be the last question from me. So in such a long period of time, we have not met in person yet.
No.
And you have not met in person any our consultant yet. So what do you feel about it? Do you think it puts any constraints on our collaboration or something? I hope to have appear with you in the near future. So
it would be great. First of all, that would be great, right? And it would also mean that the situation in Ukraine is improving, I would say. So no, it hasn't brought constraints. And we're used to work in this way, right? We were used to work hybrid with people, but we also did organize before, days or workshops with the entire team to work on site together, because it does bring value to see each other, to shake hands, and to outside work, have some fun together. So it would be good to be able to do so somewhere in the future. But it's not blocking us at the moment. No.
Yeah, we do lack some team buildings, let's say.
Yeah, that would be great for sure. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, that's it from my side. So Alexandra, could you please maybe check if you have any questions, and yeah, feel free to ask questions in chat, everyone.
Thank you, Oleg. Thank you, Marco. I think we have a question in the chat. What do you like most about cooperating with Redtag?
Yeah, what I like most is, I think what I mentioned, right? The Redtag is able to deliver the right people at the right moment, so they can act quickly. And you can see that it's not this massive company, right, where there has a lot of bureaucracy. So yeah, my main contact is Oleg. I'm in contact also with the consultants that work with us on a frequent basis, and that's very nice. So yeah, so far Redtag has always been able to support us with the right people at the right moment.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. And we have one more question. What are the types of projects you're most excited for the tech to take on?
Yeah, well, this project I mentioned with this customer service inside sales is, I would say, even one of my babies, right? It's not just a technical change, right? It's far of a business change as well. But because we bring this change, we can leverage a lot by starting with simple things like email to case, by simply using the Salesforce console and having the thing available. But now being ready to start to use the more AI-like features, like can we convert customer purchase orders into draft sales orders already? Can we bring reply recommendations? So that is certainly one that I really fancy. But I think in general, the fact that we're ready now to start to work with use cases on AI, yeah, that becomes very exciting, of course.
Yeah, and it probably motivates your team as well. So it's good to have new challenges.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I think it's all we have for now. Thank you once again for joining us at our podcast. Thanks to our amazing speakers, Oleg and Marco. And we would like to see you at our next podcast or webinar. Have a wonderful week.
Have a nice day.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.